The draft started before the bombing of Pearl Harbor, causing America to mobilize and forever changing campus life.
You had on the one hand this economic depression, but on the other hand you had jobs being created and buildings being built on campus.
During World War II, Memorial and Ozark Hall were two WPA buildings built on campus as part of New Deal programs. As World War II progressed, the university continued on.
The classes were held, degrees were awarded, and that sort of thing, but it was a smaller student body, and it was a student body made up primarily of female students.
There were new opportunities for women in the workforce. I mean, some women joined the military, but other women worked in war industries.
Women went on to fulfill many more roles. As campus mobilized, students had a wide range of activities to help with the war effort.
Actually, a total of 600 University of Arkansas students who have joined the military.
From Red Cross drives, scrap metal drives.
We had an ROTC program here on campus during the war, and these were for students who would be going into the Army as soon as their college training was over. Of course, college students were targeted to become officers because of their higher educational level.
During the war, African Americans had not yet integrated into the university, but volunteered and did their part to help in the war effort.
Their participation in the war effort, either in joining the service or working in war industries or engaging in scrap metal drives or working with the Red Cross or a number of other voluntary organizations, they regarded that as a double V for victory. Double V for victory meant victory against fascism abroad and against racism at home.
It wasn't all war on campus. Students had sporting events, 2 movie theaters, and hangout spots to relax. Alumnus Paul Gayer can attest to this.
Cafe on Dixon Street. It was called the Deluxe, and it was right across from the business college, and we took our breaks there. There's a round corner, right, the big round table in the corner with benches all the way around it, and we carved our initials on that.
Enjoying themselves while off duty here on campus undergoing training. Athletic event, I assume a football game, with large numbers of soldiers, probably home on leave, enjoying the event.
Walter J. Lemke did more than establish the School of Journalism. He produced Uncle Walt's newsletter during the war to keep soldiers and alumni around the world connected to Arkansas.
He tells these soldiers what's going on here at the University of Arkansas, but he also tells them about what's going on with other soldiers around the world.
Lemke is famous. He was quite an entrepreneur and quite a character, but that newsletter was a way for those soldiers far afield.
This is from a member of the Navy Seabees. He's on a jungle island in the Pacific, and he writes, "I arrived at my tent last night about 2 miles. After 2 miles of mud and tears, I fell down twice to find your newsletter. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I read it by the light of my special Seabees lamp. Honestly, that's the first time in weeks that I have been full of the joy of living." Mr. Lemke is letting those students know that their former president of the university has been elevated to the Senate of the United States.
The barracks built on campus were named after the University Medal of Honor winners or those who had died in a great act of bravery during the war.
Neil Martin was the namesake for the Camp Neil Martin.
Behind me are the remnants of Camp Neil Martin, named after the first Arkansas soldier to die in the line of duty. They were used to house military personnel and GIs returning from World War II.
The university put up temporary housing to take care of this huge influx of students. The university did not have nearly enough dormitories to house all these people. Plus, many of them were married, and some of them had children.
The GI Bill made it possible for veterans to go to school with the aid of the federal government, changing the local landscape and the student body.
These were not typical students. They were a little older. They had been in military service. Their lives had been on the line every day. And so they came to school with a different attitude, different set of expectations, much more practical.
That was a great help to a lot of people, and everybody was anxious to get in and do something.
One famous GI named Silas Hunt made Southern history as the first African American to attend the University of Arkansas in 1948, setting in motion a new age of race relations. Reporting for On the Hill, I'm Holly Dillplane.
And